Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope life is treating you good, and I hope your day is going stellar. Today we're going to be doing the KAMIZURU clan, and if I'm all over the place, it's because I'm recording this at 3:16 in the morning because I just finished up getting all the skills and everything, and just really getting enough knowledge about this clan. But without further ado, let's dive into this clan. So, first thing you're going to notice is that this clan really doesn't have a whole lot of skills. It has Bee Swarm, Bee Release, and Honeycomb. Those are going to be your three skills, and then you have one upgrade passive too. And the skills themselves are 2 skill points. So the first skill you'll unlock by getting is Bee Swarm. You'll fire out a whole bunch of bees like this in all directions around you, dealing, well, without the passive upgrade, you'll be dealing small damage, and at first I thought, oh wow, this move's pretty fucking good, yeah? Because, I'm typically used to fighting clans like this that have auto-tracking moves, just clans that do high damage. But when I was actually playing this clan itself, I was just constantly getting bent over, back blown out, railed like I'm a fucking goddamn porn star 90% of the time once I started to hit mid-game with this clan. And I'll touch on that later why. But getting back on track, Bee Swarm, as I said, fired a whole bunch of bees and a whole bunch of random directions. But I have a few problems with this skill. One, when you first unlock this skill, it drains a hella lot of chakra. Two, I'll see if I can show you again, but the bees, when you throw them out, the bees, they don't seem to like move forward in a straight line. They move in like kind of this weird laggy-ish kind of like, I don't know if you guys can notice this, so you might want to slow down, but if you look at that, you see how like they stop, then start, then stop. You see how they start, stop, and move in like an awkward motion? That alone in itself completely wastes your chakra because your enemy 9 times out of 10, once they just got used to you using it once, they'll just sub out of it. And it's like, even if you try and use it in a combo extender move, it's because, like, it fires in a whole bunch of random ass direction, like, in a consistent direction, it fires all around you in random directions. Like, as I just used the skill, you had, like, a huge wide open gap right here, huge wide open gap right here, but all the bees went right behind me, and, like, they start, stop, like, really quick, like, I'll show it to you again. But you tell me you notice how it just seems like they start, stop, there's huge gaps in that. All in all, that move is, I guess, decently solid. I'd rate it personally 6 out of 10. There's much better moves you could run. The skills themselves hold up so fucking terribly later in the game. It's kind of crazy. The next skill you have is Bee Release, where I would need a target for this, and unfortunately I don't have a target, but what you would do is you would stick out your hand, just like Bee Swarm, fire off a whole bunch of bees, and the bees would auto-track onto the enemies. Now, the thing about this is that it's very just a retextured kind of Kaguya bone bullets, because at least with Kaguya's bone bullets, the bone bullets move at a semi-really fast pace towards your target, but meanwhile in this clan, nada. None. So you'll stick with your hand, you'll fire a whole bunch of bees out of your hand and whatnot, but the clothesline is that one, you throw out your hands, there's a slight delay before the bees come out, and the bees themselves, the auto tracking speed for the bees is pretty goddamn slow. So that move, trying to combo that with Bee Swarm, is an actual mind-numbingly headache within itself. And maybe I decided if I win tie, I could follow up, buy myself some more time, maybe combo under the Bee Swarm. Yeah, no. The best combo I managed to figure out with this, and I'll touch on this later, but you can probably even see it in my hotbar. Both Bee Swarm, Bee Release are going to both cost 2 skill points. The next I would opt you for getting for maximum efficiency with this clan is getting the harder bees, because this way your harder bees now does an incredible amount of damage, but you're still facing the exact same problems with Bee Release and Bee Swarm, where Bee Swarm is an extremely easy move to sub out of, and only hits enemies if they're sniffing your like actual like cologne that you put on this morning and the actual like deodorant you have on. Bee Swarm, on the other hand, it's better, but at the exact same time, not really. Because with Bee Swarm, on the other hand, you'll stick out your hand, it'll be a slight delay before a whole bunch of bees come up, but the auto-tracking speed on the bees is so goddamn slow that it's just fucking, excuse my language in this video, but it's just terrible. Definitely a much more playable clan than the Monk clan, but Jesus, is this clan gonna have you scratching your head sometimes like a caveman saying, "What? What the heck was that? What the hell? What the hell was that?" Next, you have Honeycomb, where you summon a Honeycomb, pretty self-explanatory, and this Honeycomb just kind of fires off a whole bunch of bees in a whole bunch of random directions, doing, from what I saw earlier today, it was doing somewhere from 3.7 all the way to 4.7 passive take damage within this small radius. It's kind of like Compression Stone, but very much worse. Because at least with Compression Stone, everything is slowed. Casting speed, your movement speed, etc, etc, etc. Meanwhile, with this, the enemy just kind of, wow, kind of just takes passive damage, but it's not even a noticeable amount. And the effects on the, like, actual Honeycomb itself are very, well, hard to see and are too, like, visible. Next problem up is that I guess the best use you could get out of Honeycomb is really when you knock it, is when you're like in a fight with a whole bunch of multiple targets and you just kind of knock a target and then place a Honeycomb right on their body, so then this way they can't get up, because if they get up they just instantaneously take damage and then they just kind of ragged all over, falling back down to the ground. Honeycomb doesn't really take too much chakra, but it does leave you an end lag, because maybe I thought earlier that I could kind of sub out of Honeycomb if I get hit by it when I was facing a GU clan member. I wasn't able to sub out of it. And he hit me with the nastiest Kenjutsu combo imaginable to mankind, and I took an extremely huge amount of damage. And what was the payoff? I'll tell you. Splash some cold water on your face, wake you up in the dead of night by throwing a 9-bang at your face. Absolutely nothing. Shell shocker. Absolute bombshell. It did absolutely nothing. The payoff I got was nothing. This guy right here, he's a KAMIZURU clan. See, this gives me a perfect chance to showcase B-Release. B-Release, just like that, you fire off a whole bunch of bees. They do, as I said, good damage. And they do good damage, just like I said earlier. Honeycomb. And just like that. Oh, this guy's the Sharingan. Anyways, getting back on point, the ideal combo that I tried to opt for was going into Taijutsu, because this way I could at least get something off from using bees. So what I kind of did is I went Leaf Whirlwind. So what I would do is I'd use B-Release, and then I'd use Leaf Whirlwind's second variant, in which use Dynamic Entry. This way I'd force them to get hit. And then the next skill I kind of went is just kind of Jawbreaker, because I couldn't really find anything suitable. That's why I couldn't find anything suitable to really kind of like follow up, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't really find anything really that suitable to follow up at, but because it's extremely easy to sub the attack. Like, you'd be subbing the attack in a matter of, well, just look how easy it was for that guy to sub the attack. Wasn't really that hard. And as you saw earlier in the video too, when it came to Bee Swarm, I would throw out Bee Swarm. Of course, there's a very small slight delay, but then the bees would auto-track onto him, but not very fast. It's kind of hard to do it in combos, considering, once again, that delay. Honeycomb was decent. But I really just like to use B-Release, and then the Dynamic Entry, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But honestly, that's really just the entire showcase. As I said, this clan doesn't really have a whole lot of skills and a whole lot to it, other than B-Swarm, B-Release, Honeycomb, and then you also have the one passive alongside it too. That's really all there is to the clan. Obviously, I made the right choice. That guy demonstrated right there when he was beating my ass that I went high, so I didn't go something wrong right there, so that's pretty reassuring to know. Maybe I should have went Demon Flip, but to be honest, I would have any day of the week beat him up with relatively ease, because he literally came out of nowhere like the Flash, but other than that, not that bad. Not that bad. I'd probably have to give this clan a 7 out of 10. There's definitely much better clans in this game that you could pick, and there's definitely much worse clans that you could have, considering this clan does, I haven't seen medical, but from the looks of this clan doesn't seem to be too good with medical. I wouldn't say a whole lot of trees, but yet again, I haven't really tested those trees. It definitely seems to be the best option to go with the combo with this clan would be Ty. Ty would be really good to combo with this clan because obviously you're really getting your bang for your buck. Because even if your Beast Swarm moves, misses, you could just use Demon Back and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. You know, you kind of get the picture. I don't really need to paint it for you, but that's really all I gotta have to say. I'm gonna let you read the skills over one more time, and that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic day. Also, one thing I noticed while editing this is that at the end I forgot to tell me if you guys would like to see a clan or if I said something wrong or maybe there's like a better build you could go down and make sure to let me know down in the comments because recently in these videos I've been forgetting at the end to let me know to tell you to let me know down in the comments if you found a better build with this or if you would like to or if you would like me to check out personally some clan in which I'll try to roll even though I have a limited amount of spins so I may or may not get it but I would do a video on it if I did get it but thank you. That's all I really wanted to say. Toodles.